Happy World Hypertension Day, guys. Today, the 17th of May, is World Hypertension Day. And so I've got a few tips for you just that, if you do suffer from some high blood pressure, what you can do from a diet perspective to try and control that. Now, losing weight is often one of the best things you can do if that was an issue, but there are other underlying causes. So firstly, what is high blood pressure or hypertension? It's just higher pressure on our blood vessels than what the body was designed for. So the way I describe it to my clients is that it's like putting a fire hose up to a garden hose. So you're putting a lot of pressure on these tender little arteries, and over time that wreaks damage, and it leads to kidney disease and heart disease, and it's certainly an underlying contributor to many of these major killers. So from a diet perspective, there's three tips here for you that you can use. Okay. Now, obviously, if you need medication, you need medication. This is not to, go against any doctor's advice by any means. But what it does mean is that there are things you can do from a diet perspective. But if you're on blood pressure medication already, then you really need to talk to your doctor, or at least monitor your blood pressure when you're adopting these strategies, because the evidence does show that these strategies can drop your blood pressure 10 to 20 milligrams. So you just got to be careful if you're on blood pressure medication that it's not making you faint. And so the first thing you'll be pleased to know is actually a bit of dark chocolate. So 40 milligrams or 40 grams of dark chocolate each day, really high in cocoa. You want it to be 75% or greater, and that has proven to have an impact on blood pressure. So really, one that most people will enjoy. Dark chocolate isn't always people's first choice, but you want to make sure it's dark chocolate. This one may be a little bit harder to swallow, is garlic. Now, I'm not just talking a little bit of garlic. You're needing 3 to 6 cloves per day, and ideally you spread that out over the day, and that has a really potent effect at dropping blood glucose levels. Also really good for cholesterol, reducing LDL cholesterol. Now, if you can't do the cloves, you can get a dried garlic extract, but you need about 600 to 1200 milligrams a day in tablet form. And then the last one, some people may not like as well, but it's something that you can easily disguise with good flavors, and that's to eat a ton of leafy greens. And the reason for this is that there's a compound in greens that's converted to nitrates in the blood, and what nitrates do is they dilate our blood vessels, so they help the blood vessels relax. Okay, but we need a significant amount, and so probably the potent ones to include in your diet on a daily basis and in decent quantities, and I'll give you some examples of quantities in a moment, but they're things like celery is really high in nitrates, parsley, basil's pretty high, cabbage, spinach. So a lot of these leafy greens, beetroot leaves are really high as well. Beetroot also. So a lot of these leafy greens in your diet. Now, how much do you need? Well, it's based on a per kilogram amount. So I'm 85 kilos. I need roughly sort of 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams today. So, okay, what does that mean in food terms? Well, I probably need about 2 cups of spinach a day, so I can do that in a salad or if I'm cooking overnight. And it also means that I'll probably have celery as a snack, or I can put it in a juice in the morning, or I just put it in at dinner. And then I always garnish where we can with some basil or parsley or something for dinner as well. And that gets me pretty close to where I need to be. All the other veggies that I eat in the day certainly help accumulate. So those 3 key ones to reduce blood pressure is 40 grams of dark chocolate, 75% or greater cocoa content, 3 to 6 garlic cloves per day, or 600 to 1200 milligrams of dried garlic extract, and a ton of leafy green every day. 2 cups of salad, chew on some celery, and always use a bit of parsley or basil or something in your dinner. And radishes are actually pretty high as well. All right, guys, if you've got high blood pressure, they are worth a go. Hopefully it helps. But like I said, if you're on blood pressure meds, check with your doctor, or at least monitor your blood pressure as you're doing that. Thanks.